Hi everyone, Joe Gentili from Left Tail Risk Advisors. So in this video, I want to go through a really common situation with life insurance that people deal with, and that's they have a term life insurance policy that is expiring in the near term. This is a really good juncture to sit down and reconsider your life insurance needs, what you may not need, what you do need going forward. Very good time to bring in a life insurance professional to go through this issue with, because there's a lot of options out there as to what to do. It can get a little confusing, and so it's good to have somebody knowledgeable to help guide you through this decision tree. So you have a term life insurance policy that you got, the end of your term is coming up. Let's say you got the policy 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, haven't thought much about life insurance since. As far as I can see, there's five options that you have. And so we're going to go through the five. There's more sub options, but I'm going to leave it to five for the purposes of simplicity and keep this general. So number one, you could just let the policy drop at the end of the term and no longer have life insurance coverage. There's a lot of people that decide to do this. They decide that they no longer need life insurance. They no longer want life insurance. In some situations where this comes up is they got a policy 20 years ago. At the time, they had small children. Their children are out of the house now. In that 20 years, they've accumulated a lot of savings, enough savings to cover both spouses through retirement and still leave a legacy, or at least are comfortable with that. So they may just feel that they no longer need coverage anymore. And for some people, that can be a rational decision, makes a lot of sense to do. So that's option number one. Option number two is the term life insurance policy that you bought may have conversion privileges in it, meaning that without going through medical underwriting, you're able to convert that policy into a permanent policy. This is very situational, whether you're able to do that, because sometimes the conversion privileges end well before the term ends. For some people, the conversion options that they have is they're only really able to convert into some pretty unattractive permanent policies. So this is really situational, whether this makes sense. So first you want to look at whether you have or want a permanent life insurance need. Do you still have financial obligations that you're concerned about? Do you have children or dependents that you want to take care of? Do you still have debts like a mortgage that you see lasting for a long time? Do you have a pension you want to replace? Estate tax issues. There's a whole host of reasons why people would want permanent life insurance coverage, and these conversion options are a good place to start when considering that, especially if your health situation has changed. But it's very situational depending on your situation and the conversion privileges in the contract as to whether this option makes sense. So option number three is you can shop for a new term life insurance policy if age and pricing permits, or sometimes term policies have an extension period that's allowed if you want, where you could cover for another few years. And this option may make sense where you don't have a permanent need for or want for life insurance, but you're not quite where you want to be in terms of having your financial obligations squared away in terms of a mortgage or dependents, or you're not quite where you need to be in terms of your savings goals yet, but you think it's within eyesight, you're going to be there in a few years, then it may make sense to look at extending the current coverage that you have if possible, or getting a new term coverage if health permits. So that's option number three. Option number four is you could also shop for a new permanent life insurance policy. You know, you got this term life insurance policy a long time ago. Your financial situation and your life situation has undoubtedly changed since you bought that term life insurance policy, and you may feel like you need or want permanent coverage. That could be because you have dependents that look like they're going to be dependent for a very long time. You may want to replace a pension. You may have charitable goals in mind. A very common reason why people will want permanent coverage is their term life insurance coverage may be ending when they're 50s or 60s. And this is a period of time for a lot of people when long-term care insurance kind of comes into the picture as something that they want. It's a very valuable insurance to have. A lot of people are going to have long-term care needs, and it's very valuable for not only financially providing for those needs and for protecting the um, style of living and income of the person that has the needs and of their spouse that's helping with the needs, but it also protects family members from having to be the people to provide the need. It's really something that can just completely change somebody's life if they have to put everything else on hold in life to be a primary caregiver or to kind of take turns as primary caregivers for somebody that has long-term care needs. And this insurance provides a way to, for those people who want to take care of you, to take care of mostly coordinating the need rather than providing it themselves. But in any case, this is a common need that comes up for people that can be solved with permanent life insurance or varieties of permanent life insurance. So this is something that a lot of people are going to want to consider at this juncture. And finally, if the policy has strong conversion privileges, and let's say your health has changed for the worse and in a dramatic way, life settlements are an option. So there is the potential to sell a convertible term life insurance policy in that scenario where there's a good conversion option and life expectancy for the person is compromised. The policy may have sale value at that point. So if unfortunately that's the situation, there's the possibility to sell the life insurance as well. So those are the top five options that come to mind if you're in the situation of dealing with an expiring term. As you can see, there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of optionalities and considerations here. So if you're at the point of an expiring term, you're not quite sure what to do, very good juncture to consult with a life insurance professional that's knowledgeable and that you trust. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And if you found this video helpful, I encourage you to like and subscribe for future ones. Thank you.